Hello and welcome to That Man, and that is my merchandise, and this is another light novel. Yeah! So yeah, a short while ago we looked at So I'm a Spider. So What? Volume 1, distributed by Yen On, the light novel version of Yen Press. It was written by Okina Baba, and it was illustrated by Tsukasa Kiryu. Again, I can't pronounce stuff. So this continues on from where Volume 1 left off, in that we this girl was reborn as a spider. She started getting skills, she started upgrading herself, she evolved, and at the end or partway through this, she is chased out of her safety of the labyrinth that she's in, and she tumbles down into the middle stratum. And that is a more dangerous world, in that she has to survive with fire everywhere. So she's basically in the lava land. Now, I'm not sure how far this manga goes, but this manga is developing at an incredible pace. I read volume 1, it took a while to read. I read this in about 3 or 4 days. It was about a week, and I was on holiday in the middle of it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It is so nicely detailed, so nicely written. I felt this was a lot easier to read than the first one. The first one is introducing us to a lot of the characters, as has been said. It's half of its action as Natsume, the spider girl, who's been reborn as a spider. She's developed a lot of her skills. A lot of it's going through. She's developing more sinister skills. She's developing skills that she probably shouldn't be developing. There's a lot of intrigue as what's going to happen because she's developing these. We've seen a lot more from the other characters. Literally in this volume, it's like one is Natsume, the other is the prince, the other is like for the teacher. There's others for the duke. There's a duke for the duke's sister, and it does jump around. So I felt that I was getting very attached to both sides, because we get a lot of development for the other characters. Like in the first volume, the prince and or the duke, or whichever, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like, oh yeah, I'm this guy and this is what I'm doing, and it's like this is like, oh well, he's going to school in this, and like, oh god, he is like the guy who, this is a side story, but he is like the hero. Like he's like, the narrative is like showing him as the hero, but in the meantime we starting to see like there's some mysteries. Like instead of seeing like the whole class has been put in, and there might be a very good reason as why the entire class is in. Not only that, it's a class we've probably seen about 6 or 7 people, and I've got a feeling not everybody's gonna get out of it. And it's kind of like we are very much developing. We've kind of got of who Natsume is. We kind of don't know what she's going to become. We've got the prince. We've kind of started to discover by the end of this what he's going to become. We're getting some other characters who might be the big bad for the prince, or they might be the big bad for some other way. We're getting the demon lord introduced. We're getting some external players who are getting involved with all of this introduced into it. I probably should have said there's probably some spoilers in this, but yeah, it's very intriguing. And as with the last volume, we get a lot of Natsume trying to fight off monsters. So if you like your monsters, fighting monsters and trying to survive and stuff like that, you'll get a lot of good with this. Natsume is getting very, very powerful indeed. What else? It's kind of like we're getting a lot of detail with this. I mean, this is probably an extra 30-40 pages in, and they use that to the full extent. It's really nicely done. Like I said, we get the national. You've got a manga, so it's like we finally get to see what the girl actually looks like as well, Natsume. So yeah, it's a fun light novel. Like I said, it's very light. I mean, I went from Saga of Tanya the Evil, which was a very, very difficult read indeed. So to come from that onto this. Thank God. This was such a nice light novel that I needed it after that, which was a very difficult read. But if you enjoyed the first one, I definitely recommend picking up the second one. I went from the second one, I literally bought the third volume as soon as I got in, because I found out, I was like, oh, when the third volume, it's out. It's out. I need to buy it now. So yeah, if you like Overlord, if you like Konosuba, it's got a lot of fun moments. It's not as over the top and ridiculous as that one is. But if you like your Reborn in Another World stuff, if you like your Gear stuff, because like I said, there's a lot of stats, there's a lot of leveling up, there's evolving, there's increasing of skills, where skills become other skills. So it's like, in your back of your mind, you've got, oh well, this is the skill tree, this is what they're going to become. They even mentioned stuff like evolution trees as she starts working towards a goal. It's got a lot in for what it is, and like I said, if this is moving away, because like I said, the first time I likened it to that time I was reborn as a slime. Now that time I was reborn as a slime starts to focus more on the economy. That time I was reincarnated as a slime starts to focus on the economy. It starts to focus on the other monsters, like city building and world building. This is very much world building in that we're starting to see things, but there's not really a city. It's very much more focused on Natsume and her perils and stuff like that. Both of them great reads, but at the moment, it's been a while since I read that time I was reincarnated as a slime. It's pretty much next on my list after ReZero, so at the moment, this one a little bit more. But either way, great series. Definitely check it out if you're interested. And yeah, it's a full-on recommendation from myself. I know I kind of recommend pretty much everything that I review on these, but what are you gonna do? Sue us? Please don't sue me. I don't have any money. I've just got merchandise. Anyways, that's it from me. Thanks for coming and thanks again. And if you enjoyed this, please leave a like or comment or whatever. Let me know it's worth doing these, or if you want to see more, or even if you read this and there's something else you want to recommend on the back of it, so it'd be like, well, if you like this, try this one, because I'm trying to get more into light novels. I love reading these things and I want to be able to share more with you. I've got a lot coming, and it's like, yeah, if you're interested, I will talk to you about these things. Anyways, that's it from me. Thanks for coming, and thanks again. Goodbye. Did you enjoy that? Well, we've got some other stuff on the site if you want to have a little bit of look. Nendoroids, gaming, One Piece merchandise, it's all kind of there. So if you click around here, you'll be able to subscribe or at least have a look on the channel. Also, there's some other things just around here. Thanks for coming, and thanks again. Goodbye.